Welcome to the Grind to Greatness podcast, where we dive deep into the world of relentless determination, hard work, and unwavering dedication to help you unlock your full potential. We're your hosts, Jonathan and Joseph, and your mentors along this journey to greatness. Each week, we'll bring you inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical tips where we've turned our dreams into reality through sheer grit and resilience. Whether you're looking to excel in your career, improve your health and well-being, or simply level up in life, this podcast is your go-to source for strategies, motivation, and the mindset needed to achieve personal excellence. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Grind to Greatness. This episode is brought to you by Facts Over Fads Nutrition. Are you tired of falling for the latest fad diets that promise the world but leave you hungry, frustrated, and stuck right where you started? It's time to ditch the gimmicks and discover Facts Over Fads Nutrition. At Facts Over Fads, we believe in real food, real coaching, and real results. Our expert coaches create personalized meal plans, workout routines, and daily habits tailored to your lifestyle. And the best part, it's all conveniently available through our user-friendly app. Need a little extra motivation and guidance? With 24/7 communication access to your coach, we're with you every step of the way. Whether it's a quick question, a pep talk, or just to celebrate your progress. This isn't another quick fix. It's sustainable, science-backed approach to becoming the best version of yourself. So why wait? Visit factsoverfads.com to learn more today. Jonathan, good morning.
Sounds like that was a workout for you, bro.
It was, bro. Yeah. Gaining weight, I'm fat, my cardio sucks, and everything that used to be easy is now a struggle.
Yeah, people don't understand when you put on body fat, like life is 10 times harder.
Oh, it's so
just
hard.
Speaking.
It's hard. Putting on shoes, putting on socks, putting on underwear is hard. It's a struggle.
Unfortunately, I mean, for most people, they have no control of their body fat percentage. You, on the other hand, have a goal of trying to get to 250 pounds, which is insane. And you're on your last stretch. You've been at this for how long?
2 years.
250 pounds, 2-year bulk.
Yep. 70 pounds.
And you're at 245, and you're on your last 5 pounds.
It's the worst 5. It's the worst 5. No matter what I do, it just seems to not work. So I've been changing it up every week because I'm pissed. The scale doesn't change.
You're pretty persistent because at this point, most people would be like, I'm close. 245 is good enough.
So you know what, we both know Tyler Wagner, and he says that to his clients. He's like, what's like when people are trying to lose weight?
Yeah.
The last 5 pounds are the hardest to lose. So he takes like a softer approach that's like, what's the last 5 gonna give you? So like, stop stressing about it.
Yeah.
Just hang out where you're at.
Yeah.
And just, forget about the scale. Not me, bro. I want to double down on my efforts. I'm like, how do I eat? So I was eating 4,000 calories, which got me to where I am, and then it slowed down. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to 4,500 calories. Mm-hmm. And so then I got there, and then I was like, well, shit, my protein's still high. The thermic effect of protein is high, so I'm burning calories eating so much protein. So I was like, I'm going to decrease my protein. I was doing 300 grams of protein a day. I dropped it to 250. And so I was like, let's drop it to 250, see where I get. And I upped my carbs. Well, then I just told you earlier, well, shit, eating that many carbs is hard. So I was like, let's flip-flop my macros a little bit. Let's drop my carbs and increase my fats. So I have to eat less quantity of food because fats are more calorically dense. So now I'm like, how do I add butter and pecans to fucking everything? Because it's the 2 most calorically dense things we have. While also trying to get in enough fiber, whole grain breads, whole grain bagels, potatoes, things of that nature to get in oatmeal, to get in enough fiber so I'm not eating like complete trash. But it's hard.
Well, what I would say to the theory or philosophy that Tyler Wagner's approach would be is that works for the majority of the people, right? And so it's probably the best approach if you're just going to give approach is to live within ranges. How is that really going to make a difference? Because right now you're crushing, you're not winning. Yep. And when you don't win, it's not great because you're going to get demotivated. For most people, you get demotivated, you're going to probably go off the rails and not even come close to even the goal that we're trying to get because you're not winning, right? So, a good way to make yourself feel like you're winning is just to reframe everything, right? And but for the small percentage of those people who are, I would consider, they're high performers. They have a bite to them where they're not going to let go, right? And that's in your case. And so I would coach you to like, a little bit different, obviously, that you can't quit now. Like you've gone this far. It's like, how would I coach my son? I want to coach him hard. And you're exactly right. The last five pounds or the last fucking 10%, it goes back to that same theory is when you're 90% there, you're only 50% of the way. Right? And that's what I told my son, because he had gotten stuck like you on the last 5 pounds for like 3 months. My son was stuck just right here, just lean. Most people are like, dude, you look great. Like you're good. That's good. That's good enough. Right? And I'm like, son, you got to get over this hump right here. This is that hump. Like, but once you get over that hump, oh, it's fucking downhill. Confidence is up. You're going to get lean. You're going to like you. The way I can explain it is you feel like a super saiyan because you got over something that was so hard. And then you feel this victory. It's like a victory lap to whatever the goal is because you got over that hump. Yeah. And sure enough, right now, the guy's on top of the world. He can't stop flexing. He's like, every pound is a new line in his muscles. Yeah. And I'm like, you feel that? I was like, Super Saiyan. That's Goku, Super Saiyan, whatever, right? He's like, oh, man, you're right. I was like, yeah, no, I'm right, boy, because I've been through all of it already. And it's the most rewarding thing in the entire world is getting over something that's so ridiculously hard that you've been stuck with for 3 months, but you didn't fucking quit.
Yeah. And you know, like thinking about it, I've never really had such eyes on my process because I feel like everything I do, I just make such a dramatic shift that the progress comes pretty quickly, right? So if I want to cut, I just make a dramatic cut. If I want to bulk, I make a dramatic bulk, right? But when you're bulking for this long, that dramatic bulk that worked a year ago is not working today, you know? And so when I really started to put eyes on it, I was like, let me really like nail it. I'm measuring every gram of food, right? And then I'm like, well, shit, you know, it's also a great for me as a coach to go through it. Cause again, like it's been so easy for so long. I kind of lost track of how do I connect with my clients who are struggling, right? Yeah. So now I'm struggling. So what I notice is on my coaching calls with my clients, I get to speak to them with more personal like experience.
Because it's fresh.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm doing it right now. I'm like, you know what? It sucks to fucking weigh my banana, but I'm weighing my fucking banana. Yeah. And it's the same thing if you're stuck with a weight loss journey. You're like, oh, I had a medium banana. But the difference between a large and a small banana is like 50, 60 calories, and you're doing that once or twice a day, every day, like you're having a banana every day. Yeah. Like each week you could be hundreds of, maybe thousands of calories off. Or again, the whole oils and butters routine of like, oh, I don't need to measure the oil, I'm just gonna coat the pan. Yeah. Like that could give hundreds and hundreds of calories a week. So week after week, you're thousands of calories off because you fucking half-assed all of these little things that you thought didn't matter, and now they do.
Well, the goal gets more extreme. Your goal is very extreme, right? Getting shredded is very extreme. Once you hit that extreme level, your actions that you have to take have to be extreme. They have to match pound for pound, right? So one of the things I told my son, like that last 10%, like you're gonna have to be so analytical. You're gonna have to be so precise that's going to be the difference maker. Like example, if I just said, hey, we ordered pizza rolls yesterday for the kids. If I told you take a bite, that one bite could be the difference. Yeah. Because one, it could cause your hormones to go crazy and you're starving yourself basically. And then now you've already opened the gate. You're probably going to go eat something else. Yeah. Like just from one bite that you think that it's so minuscule that could lead into an avalanche of fucking raging hunger. And I remember having raging hunger cues is where I'm 1,400 calories in and I've ate it by noon and I'm fucked for the rest of the day. Yep. And then I'm like I'm ravenous, irritated, right? And so I go home and I smash everything. But I took myself back weeks now because I took 1,400 calories and I went and smashed 3,000, 4,500. I was like, so that little bite, that little thing that you didn't want to do can massively mess you up because you have to be that extreme at this point now. Yep. And that's where separation begins, when people actually get what they want versus the people who never achieve it. It's that little small detail of separation.
And that's a great also coaching cue because a lot of people, we try to balance. Like we'll just have that bite of pizza or just have the pizza roll, like whatever the case may be. It'll be okay. I'm like, but you don't know what that bite just fucking spiraled into. right, of what you just said. You don't know how it's going to mess up your hormones. You don't know how hungry you're going to be after. You don't know how much you're going to crave it. If you'd have never have had that bite, you would never have craved it.
Yeah.
Right. And so don't have the bite, because it's like, oh, I'm a crackhead trying to fucking get off a crack. Well, just a little line, just a little bump, bro, a little bump. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, how do you expect to help the crackhead stop eating crack with you giving him a little bump every now and then?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense when we talk about drugs, but for whatever reason, when we talk about food, food's a drug.
Yeah.
Bro, people are addicted to food.
It's just so socially normal.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying, like, get out of that environment, or just don't do the thing that everyone else is doing. If you go to a pizza party, cool. Go to the party, enjoy the friends, don't eat the pizza. You're gonna look weird. And I'm like, are you gonna eat? No, I'll eat later, right? Or I ate before I got here, or whatever the case may be. Enjoy the party. Don't avoid it. It's gonna take a lot of fucking discipline.
Yeah, I remember those days.
To not eat it. But I mean, like, you know, talking about my girlfriend, and she's in a cut right now, and this fucking woman is strict on her diet. She will go buy me Chick-fil-A and not order a damn thing and not eat a single fry. And
don't touch the fry.
She just fucking, she's in the car, and she'll come home, she'll drop it off, and she's like, that drive sucked.
Yeah.
Just smelling the Chick-fil-A the whole time. But she won't do it, because she knows, like, man, one, what's it gonna spiral into? And then two, like, she's got 7 pounds left to go. So she's on the tail end of that last 10%. You still got 50% of the way to go, fighting for every pound that she loses. And she knows it's not worth it.
You want to talk about doing something hard? Ordering fast food and driving home without touching a fry.
I know. That's what she did the other day. And I was like, man, kudos.
That's
like, kudos. Because I can't do that. I
can smell it.
Fries.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Even when we we went to Chick-fil-A the other day together. She got grilled nuggets and a yogurt parfait. She didn't even get fries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just cool to watch her be very disciplined. And then again, when I'm at 4,000 calories and it's 9 o'clock at night and I got 500 calories to go, she's like, go fucking eat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's fucking 9 o'clock. I'm exhausted. I'm full. I'm bloated. She's like, go to the kitchen.
So here's what I love about nutrition. It's the hardest thing in the world.
So hard.
And I don't care who you are. It's the hardest thing in the world because it is left to your own demise. Like, you don't have eyes on you 24/7 knocking food out of your hands. It is literally your internal self-discipline meter. How great is your internal self-discipline meter? And that will determine how successful you're gonna be in your life. Because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna come and save you. And I had this conversation last night with my son, because he was like, yeah, man, I'm sitting here at Smoothie King, talking to my friend, and he's over here like trying to gain weight and putting ice cream in his Hulk smoothie. And I'm hearing the opposite. Like, I'm here thinking in my head, must be nice. Yeah. Right? He's like, I'm over here doing the exact opposite. How can I limit my caloric intake, have a high protein goal? And it was almost like a little bit complaining a little bit. And I was like, I asked him, I was like, why do you have the advantage? And he's like, of course he knows the answer. I've asked him multiple times. Whenever you want to get in that complaining mode, let's flip the script. Your disadvantage that you see is your advantage. Yeah. Like, why is this your advantage? He's like, because it creates self-discipline. And you need self-discipline to go and do other things. So I'm like, yeah, son.
Everything.
When I got lean is when I created self-discipline. And that I was able to transfer over and build so much confidence to go leave my job, cold turkey, a career, and go try entrepreneurship.
And there's a lot of high-level entrepreneurs who will say they're 10 times more likely to hire someone in shape, fit, who take care of themselves. Because if you can be disciplined with food and fitness, I know you're going to be disciplined at work. Yeah. I know you're going to show up on time. I know you're going to get the projects done.
I would just ask to look at their MyFitnessPal, because you know you can watch out. You can be the skinny dude who is just lean, who eats like shit, right? And it's like, wait, I want to know how detailed you are. Let me see your MyFitnessPal. That'd be a cool indicator. Show me your like, instead of showing me your credit score, show me your history of MyFitnessPal. That's gonna show me your level of fucking discipline. Because nobody's telling you to track your food, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And no one logs their food nowadays. And so it's gonna be very hard to get someone to show you their MyFitnessPal because no one's tracking it.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
So yeah. But all right, let's dive into the topic. Hard-hitting statement. You're not tired. You're just undisciplined. Most of you aren't actually tired. You're just undisciplined. You scroll at night, you eat garbage, you skip workouts, and then you wonder why you have no energy. So We deal with this a lot as coaches. This guy. Fuck, I'm gonna have to fucking cut this out.
Those fucking kids, bro. Hey, inside, Dad's working. I told you.
Fuck.
I redo your intro.
Yeah. So let's see, how am I gonna cut it?
Cut back into the topic. We're at 15 minutes in.
All right, well, let's get into the topic, man. So we got a hard-hitting quote. You're not tired, you're just undisciplined. Most of you aren't actually tired, you're just undisciplined. You scroll at night, you eat garbage, you skip workouts, and then you wonder why you have no energy. And as Jonathan and I are coaching, Jonathan coaches high school athletes, I'm coaching adults, and Jonathan's dove into, we both dabbled in both. He's coached adults, I've coached kids. And we hear it all the time. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Had a long day, whatever the case may be. And a lot of our new clients that I work with, when I start to get eyes on their habits from a food standpoint, a sleep standpoint, where are you spending energy? It's very easy to point out, oh, like no shit you're tired because you have all these unhealthy things going on, right? And everyone wants to blame hormones these days. I think my hormones are messed up. And I'm like, well, have you ever got your hormones tested? Well, no. Well, then we have no reason to blame those things. And so let's worry about these unhealthy habits. You're not drinking enough water. You're not eating enough protein. You're eating like shit, period. Your sleep schedule fucking sucks. You play on your phone too much. You watch Netflix too much. And you complain about life 24/7. And so if I complained about life 24/7, I complained about my partners, my spouses, my friends, my work, my job, whatever the case may be, I'd fucking be tired too. And so it takes a very disciplined mind of what we were talking about with your son to one, say no to things, and then two, always look at what's the advantage that I have over these people or over this environment or whatever the case may be, and flip the script so that now you feel empowered, you feel stronger, you feel better because your discipline got you there.
Yeah. So you speak hormones, just in general, for my athletes, they don't have that problem, hormones. They have a problem just not knowing, right? Not knowing that their actions that they're doing are causing the effects that they're getting, right? And so I always tell, well, let's look at what we can control. And then we need to do an audit of your day. Let's just do a quick audit of your day. Because the number one problem I give with my athletes is I can't wake up 30 minutes earlier. Because that's level one of my program. Can you wake up 30 minutes early to create enough time to do my 30-minute routine? Right? You got to create space. And they're like, dude, I can't wake up 30 minutes early. I'm like, all right, cool. What time are you going to bed? 11, midnight. Okay, why are we going to bed that late? Oh, I can't sleep. Okay, well, why can't you sleep? Yeah. Well, I tried going to bed at 10 and my eyes... I'm not tired. I was like, okay, cool. Well, you only know what you know. I was like, here's the reason why you're not tired. Just kind of give you a heads up is you programmed your mind to stay up at 11:30 midnight. That means your body's already triggered. It's 11:30, it's midnight, it's time to go to bed. So you have to rewire your programming to go to bed at 10. Are you going to feel like going to bed at 10? No. If you spent, I don't know, your whole high school years, 4 years of going to bed at this time. Do you think it's going to be easy you going to bed at 10? Do you think you're going to feel tired at 10? No, but you have to reprogram it, right? And that is going to take a level of self-discipline. Can you lay there with your eyes open for 30 minutes without doing anything?
Yeah.
All right.
Andy Galpin does the opposite. He does sleep boot camp. Dr. Andy Galpin.
Sleep boot camp.
Sleep boot camp. He says, cool, you want to go to bed at midnight? Cool, go to bed at midnight, but you're waking up at 5. No excuses. And if you only get 5 hours of sleep, guess what? You're going to be fucking tired all day long.
Yeah.
So you know what? When I want you to go to bed at 10 o'clock tomorrow, it's going to be 10 times easier for you to fall asleep at 10 because you're fucking exhausted today. And then you're going to go to sleep at 10 and you're going to wake up at 5 again. And there's no ifs, ands, buts around it. Wake up at 5 and you're not napping. No naps throughout the day. And so he's like, if you have a problem going to sleep earlier, exhaust yourself. Day 1 is going to suck. Every day after that will get easier because you're going to go to bed on time.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get the appropriate 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep because now it's easy for you to fall asleep at 10 p.m. And so he's like, go to sleep whenever you want, but you're going to wake up when I tell you to wake up.
I was going through a thread and I'm in a lot of sport group threads. And one parent was complaining, you want my son to go to practice on a Friday night from, I think it was like 7:30 to 9:30. And the parent was like, no, thank you. My baby needs to sleep. And I was like, man.
He's not sleeping anyway at night.
I was all like, oh man, like what I see is one, if you can't teach your child how to work when they're tired, what are you setting them up for? Like, okay, you think life is gonna have mommy and say, hey, here's your job. I'm not letting my baby work there. He's not closing till 10 p.m., right? How is that preparing your child for life? I think parents don't understand your role.
Right.
What is the role of a parent? And I like to always look back in the theme of an analogy of if I was in the safari and I had my young, we watch documentaries. What is the role of the animals when they have babies? It's to guide them and prep them so they can leave the nest. Right? Like that is the whole role. Like, yeah, we love them. We make sure they're good. But as they're getting older, like we're shoving them out. And then they get a little further. Eventually they're off on their own. Like your role as a parent is to not shelter them the entire time. Because that's what we do as humans. We just shelter them and then they're 18 and then you just let them go. And they never went out there to go handle the struggle, who got into fights, who got beat up, who can handle bullies, who can handle a big load of stress, who can go to school and go to work and go to practice. Like, what do you think life is? Life is all those things, and you've yet to expose your child to these types of environments so that way they can learn how to cope with them now while they're in your nest. So when you fucking let go, they can fly.
Yeah.
And now none of them can't even walk, bro. That's how much sheltering we're doing, and it's insane. And I look at the thousands of comments and I see at least 60-70% of them agreeing. And it hurts my heart knowing that this kid's probably going to fucking struggle when they turn 18, 19, or 20 years old, and they're probably gonna be living with mommy and daddy and them still giving them the milk.
Yeah.
Still milking them. I'm like, bro.
When your kid's at home still and they're 25, 30 years old, and you're just like,
he's a loser? No, you're the loser. Yeah.
You failed as a parent.
Yeah.
And again, like, I mean, you think we're talking like that's not extreme anymore. So many people are mid-20s and 30s and still living at home.
Yeah.
They have no good job. They're fucking working for $10 an hour, and then they want to complain about minimum wage. And I'm like, how about you just go get an education? How about you go level up your life some way, somehow, instead of complaining about the bare minimum? It would just drive me crazy to think that my only way to get ahead in life is to complain so hard about the bare minimum that they do something about the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Isn't that dumb? Like, that sounds so stupid.
It's just a reflection of the parents, because the parents are the probably ones who are complaining that eggs are $7 a carton. Mm-hmm. You're complaining about Trump is in office. You're complaining about X, Y, and some external shit that you have no control over, but you're letting it just control your entire life. All you're doing is sitting there playing victim and complaining everyone while you're in a shitty position.
Yep. It's, again, if you look for misery, you'll find it, right? If you look for areas of opportunity, you'll also find it. And so when I talk to people about, man, all you're doing is looking for reasons to quit, reasons to give up, reasons why life is hard, reasons why ... Instead of, where can I get better? How can I get better? What can I use as a tool or as an advantage to stay disciplined, to stay motivated, whatever the case may be? Because, again, at the end of the day, when you're 30, 40, 50 years old, like you will look out into the world and be like, fuck, I fucked up. I'm behind. And no one gives a fuck. When you're 18, 20 years old, sure, your family might care. When you're 30, 40, 50 years old, no one fucking cares. And you're going to be alone, and you're going to be miserable. And I just talk to people all day long. It's so funny. Everyone is an expert on social media for sure. And I'm like, I said a stat the other day, and I didn't actually know this to be true until I actually did the digging. I've coached 2,400 people with Facts Over Facts. Mm-hmm. That's a fuck ton of people. And most of those 2,400 I've jumped on at least one coaching call with, if not one a month. And now, since we switched the way that our coaching works, one a week. So I'm on phone calls all day long with people. So for someone to tell me that I don't understand people, when I'm on the phone with people all day long and you're not, it just like baffles me. I'm like, I understand people more than anyone. I wish I would have got a psychology degree, to be honest. It would have been way more helpful. And again, it's as simple as the whole I can't transition to the I can, right? So stop telling me what you can't do. Stop telling me what's hard. Stop telling me you can't wake up 30 minutes early. Tell me what you can do. What can you do? And so again, if I'm saying, hey, I need you to eat 200 grams of protein a day, like I can't do that. Hey, tell me what you can do. I can eat 150. Cool.
Start there.
When are we going to eat 160? When are we going to eat 170? I can't go to bed at 10 o'clock. Cool. When can you go to bed? And it's got to be better than what you're already doing.
Yeah, that's good for him.
You know what I mean? It's if you're going to bed at 11:30 and I want you to go to bed at 10, tell me what you can do. And then be a man or a woman of your word. And that's the other tough part is can you be a man or a woman of your word and have a good credit score, which we've talked about with yourself, but also with other people. I told them I would do this, so I have to fucking do it.
Yeah.
There's no other options. Just do it.
I'm building that extremely hard because at the very beginning when you have no credit score, it doesn't matter. Which is why you have no good credit score with yourself. So that's one of the problems I come across with my athletes is they don't understand that to have true belief in yourself, right? People say, hey, you just need to believe in yourself. You just need to believe in yourself. Yeah. Like, how can you believe in yourself when every single time you say you're going to do X, Y, and Z, you never do it? Yeah. How would you like your friend to say, hey, I'm going to come over and help you Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they never show up? You would fucking hate this person. Yeah. How can you have belief in yourself when you're consistently breaking promises with yourself? And I was like, so one of my things, and parents, when they read my messages, they don't understand. And because I would tell the athlete, I was like, you can't have belief in yourself right now. Because you're not taking actions on the things you said you were doing, and your subconscious will always know. When you tell yourself, I believe in myself, your subconscious knows you're a liar. Yeah. It's in your ear. It's in everybody. It's called self-doubt. Yeah. You want lower self-doubt? You want lower self-doubt? You want that voice to be quieter? Go take more action on the things you said you were going to do, the commitments to yourself. That's where you build confidence. It's kind of hard for you to be confident right now. I'm going to be honest with you. You've yet to do anything in this program, which is the extra work where you build confidence. And so if you want to believe in yourself, do my stuff, do more of the stuff that I'm asking you to do because nobody's requiring you to do it. And that's where you build internal self-confidence. That's where you lower self-doubt. That's where you show up ready on game day, right? Like it all comes together. So I don't care what your parents say. I don't care what your coach says. Believe in yourself. That's just a fucking nice thing to say to people. Yeah. The truth is, no.
And when you say those words, self-confidence, self-discipline, self-whatever.
Self.
Yeah. And people are like, well, like you can't get that from your parents. You can't get self-confidence from your parents cheering you on.
Good point. I never saw it that way.
Like, so stop seeking external validation for an internal conflict. Yeah. Right? Like you're like, write it down, bro. I'll let you steal that. Right. And so again, like all these people, like again, go to bed at 10 p.m. No one's watching. No one even really cares if you go to bed at 10 p.m. But you need to go to bed at 10 p.m. That is your self-confidence. That is your credit score, trying to do your best to keep the promises to yourself. Eat clean, eat better. No one fucking cares if you eat clean or eat better, not a single person, but you will. Your self-confidence, your self-discipline, all the selves will benefit from you eating better and from you keeping the promises that you said to yourself. And so going back to like our energy and, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Like your diet plays a huge fucking role. Like how do you think you can feed yourself with sugary coffees all day long, fast food for lunch, and then throwing together some shitty dinner and you expect to feel good and you expect to have energy?
Well, how is energy? So you're a nutrition coach and we talk about calories is the energy source, right? Well, every single day you have that amount of energy. Mm-hmm. What are people going wrong with their energy? What are they using it towards versus what they should be using it towards?
Say that again? Where?
So
food standpoint?
Everybody, so from the analogy of food, right? We track our calories, right? And then that is our budget to go out and spend on food. But in the day-to-day aspect of actually taking action on things, you have a budget of energy. Mm-hmm. What are people using to buy?
Yeah. You're spending your energy in the
where
wrong
are you
places.
spending your energy?
Yeah.
Where are they spending their energy? Why are they exhausted? Why are they tired? Because a lot of people don't understand why I feel this way. Let them know in your perspective what they're spending energy on that's making them feel that way.
So first and foremost, if we look at like the quality of energy, I like to always use cars as an analogy because everyone kind of understands it, right? When you get a sports car, you have to put in 89, 91, 93 octane. You can't put in 87 or 85. It takes a higher quality fuel to put into a Porsche than it takes to put in a Toyota Corolla. And there's a reason for that. The engine is high performing, the car runs better, whatever the case may be. And so when you look at your energy intake, if you want to be a Porsche or a Ferrari or insert your favorite sports car here, you have to fuel yourself appropriately.
AKA if you want to perform better in your day.
Yeah.
Have higher energy.
Yeah. Have higher energy, perform, but clearer thinking. Just like everyone's like, I got brain fog. I'm like, because you just fucking had a 700 calorie coffee.
Yeah.
That's why you have fucking brain fog. Well, I thought caffeine was good. It's masked by fucking sugars and creamers. Like the caffeine didn't do shit for you. If you would have had, like, I hate the word they use, like clean energy, but if you would have had a cleaner source of caffeine, maybe just black coffee, could you have better brain fog? Absolutely. And so if you want to perform, if you want to think better, if you want to have more energy throughout the day, you have to look at your intake, right? And this goes all the way down, going back to the car analogy, are you changing your oil on time? Are you rotating your tires? Are you getting a tune-up, changing your spark plugs, whatever the case may be? From a diet standpoint, that's your vitamins, your minerals, your nutrients, instead of your macros, not just your calories and macros, but are you getting healthy, clean, hate that word, sources of calories and macros so that, again, your vitamins and minerals, are you changing your own oil? Are you changing your spark plugs? Are you rotating your tires?
Yeah.
And if not, the car is going to break down one way or another.
Yeah.
Right? We can't just keep putting gas in and never changing the oil. The car doesn't work that way. And so making sure that your energy intake is on point as much as possible. Can you go over, like, if like, I got to get an oil change every 4,000 to 5,000 miles? Is the car going to break down if you make it to 6,000? No, but make sure you get your fucking oil change, right? So are you going to die if you fall off track a little bit on your nutrition? No, but just make sure you get right back on track, right? And I think a lot of people understand the car analogy because obviously we drive cars every day. So then once you start to do that, once you start to control your inputs, where are your outputs? What are you spending emotion? What are you spending energy on? And a big one is our emotional attachments to things that have like no benefit, no, like, again, things you can't change. People are so emotional about politics, and it's not, the average person can do nothing about politics. You have no skin in the game. Your vote kind of matters once every 4 years. That's about all the control you get from a political standpoint. And so for you to come onto social media or gossip about it in your group is the silliest thing. And some people can talk about topics and have no emotional attachment, but I would say 90% of them.
Yeah, majority.
So emotional. It doesn't matter if you're right, left, blue, green, doesn't matter. I don't care. People are so emotional in politics, and you're not going to do anything about it. And I'll never forget when I was 21 years old. I think I was about 21. I'd just come home from Afghanistan, and I'm sitting around the dinner table with my grandparents and my aunts and my cousins. And I don't really know what she's called, but my grandpa kind of like, he didn't remarried, but he like got together with a woman after my grandma had passed away. So this woman, so they're not married, but I don't know, my step grandma, I don't know. She's complaining about the politics in school systems. And I used to be a teacher and she's getting emotional. She's getting excited at the dinner table. And I was just like, what are you going to do about it? And she's like, what? I was like, well, you have all these complaints.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do about it? It's like, well, I'm not in the industry anymore. I'm not a teacher anymore. I'm like, then what the fuck are you complaining about? Like what? Like you're getting so excited at the dinner table. You're emotionally draining yourself over a dinner with 10 people on a topic that you're not going to do anything about. And that doesn't even impact you because you have no kids in school right now.
Yeah. That's tough.
It's draining.
Yeah.
And people will go on these social media rabbit holes of just scrolling through topics that have nothing to do with them. And this is the thing, and I'm not saying you can't care about things.
Yeah.
So let's take a war that's not in our country, Ukraine, Palestine, Israel, whatever the case. You can care about those things, But for you to be emotionally drained from something that has nothing to do with you is just crazy to me. And people don't protect their emotional space. They just give their fucking emotions to whoever, wherever, whatever. And I'm like, no wonder you're tired. I'd be fucking exhausted too, because you wake up every day looking to be offended by something. Agitated, offended, thrown into these situations where you think your opinion matters, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so you get all worked up, and you're just like, no.
Is that Allie?
Yeah.
My girl. So yeah, being emotional with the negative side effects of emotion, anger, frustration, sad, that's energy draining, right? I would like to challenge you, like if you're somebody who doesn't believe like that could really tax you, when somebody cuts you off, instead of getting anger, I want you to look at it from a perspective of kindness. And I want you to shift your perspective. Maybe they're in a rush because of their wife, just fell down the stairs, right? Shift your perspective, because then what's going to happen is you're going to have some empathy and your heart rate's not going to get elevated, and you're going to be more relaxed. You're going to be more calm, and you're actually going to give energy back to yourself that you did a good deed. And then so now you're like, so my job is, how can I always invest my time to get more energy back? And so I look at the day if I'm spending or investing. Okay, spending is where I'm exerting energy, I'm not gonna give it back, right? So me watching social media is exerting energy. Me laying on the couch, watching Netflix, exerting energy. Me eating foods that aren't beneficial towards me is me exerting energy, because I'm gonna get shitty energy back, so it's not an investment. And so how can I make sure throughout the day that I'm choosing tasks and activities that are going to reinvest energy back into me, where I feel better almost immediately? Like example, workouts. I'm going to expend energy, but after a workout, I'm going to feel fucking amazing, right? In the middle of the day when I feel pretty shitty, I've been in my office, exerting my energy. I'm going to go outside and take a 5-10 minute walk in the sun, in nature. It's a little mini strategy to wake me up, because I'm getting tired, right? That sunlight, me being into the daytime, me having a sense of gratitude real quick that I'm able to do this at this period of time when most people are locked in their offices. I immediately regain energy, right? Another strategy is foam rolling in recovery. Man, that one makes me feel so much better, so much quicker, that my wife can notice a difference first thing in the morning. If I'm grouchy and I'm not my best self, she can ask me, did you foam roll? Because she knows after foam rolling, I'm releasing the tension in my body, right? I'm getting a dopamine effect because I'm feeling good, I'm feeling better, right? And so what other things are you spending/investing? When I read a podcast, when I listen to a podcast, immediately I feel a little bit better, right? I'm constantly trying to figure out in my day of how to re-energize by choosing things that are going to cause me a return on my investment in terms of energy.
And going into the podcast and the book segment, so many people are listening to podcasts that don't give them energy. I'm going to listen to crime mysteries. I'm going to listen to women playing victim about whatever, like the whole Desperate Housewives TV series, the whole Celebrity Housewives TV series. It's just a bunch of women on TV fucking bitching about their beautifully easy life. Your husband's a millionaire, and you make a TV show about how hard your fucking life is, and people who are making $50,000 a year are drilled into this series. And again, it could be a podcast, could be a book, about a life that, one, they'll know nothing about, because no one is ever going to make them $1 million. And two, the people who are making $1 million are just sitting there bitching for publicity. And then you're like, well, why don't I have any energy? Or why does my relationship suck? When I was 24, 25, I dated a girl who that's all she watched was Desperate Housewives, reality TV. And then we would fight about bullshit. And I'm like, you need to stop watching.
That's her environment. She's getting that her environment.
You are spending hours a day watching this shit. You don't think that plays a role with how you treat me?
Yeah.
Fucking go watch something else, or don't watch anything at all.
Yeah.
And so it's so funny, again, when you watch people, or you surround yourself with victim mentality, complainers, my life sucks, whatever the case may be, it's only a matter of time until you project that on to yourself or other people around you.
Well, there's studies that, one, you have to protect the content that you watch,
sure.
because there's massive effects in your return on investment in terms of feelings. If you are scrolling through political shit that's getting you agitated, well, then you're going to feel as agitated as if that shit just happened to you.
Right.
Literally, my wife, for some reason, she's never on Facebook. She gets on Facebook and immediately she sees 18 crashes on I-35 and death of X, Y, and Z. And now she feels sad.
Yeah.
Right? So immediately you get the feeling of the content that you're actually listening, reading, digesting, right? You get the feeling that you're digesting, and then that's going to affect your current reality. So that's why you have to protect the things that you're consuming, because you're going to get secondhand trauma from the things that you're watching. Now it could be positive or it could be negative, but 9 times out of 10, most likely, you're going to see millionaires live their life, and then you're going to go into your reality of why you don't have X, Y, and Z. You're going to see the political shit that agitates you, and it's going to make you agitated. Therefore, you're not going to make the best decisions because you're already exerting so much energy or frustration. And anytime you're angry, sad, or mad, you don't make the best choices.
No.
You don't.
No.
Right? So why would you put yourself in those situations daily? And then that goes into the people around you, right? Not just what you digest or consume. All right, what's your environment? Do you have a negative Nancy in your corner always talking shit about her husband? Right, you're going to start thinking about your fucking husband, like, he ain't doing that shit for me either, all right? And once again, your environment, what you digest, what you put in your mind, you'll have secondhand trauma. And that's going to leak into your life. So the best way you can protect all that is you got to be able to cut shit out. I watched if you go to my Instagram, my shit is things that positively fuel me. You'll have philosophy, you'll have quotes, you'll have motivational reels, and you're going to have basketball, people crossing over. All right, and so you're going to go through those, and that is my stuff. And all of it's either feeding me in a positive way. Example, I saw a reel that was super important. He's like, you want to change your life, you don't add habits, you delete.
Oh, love that.
He's like, you delete. You just cut out all this bullshit that you're doing, and you're going to feel lighter, and you're going to move more efficiently. He's like, basically what you're just saying is you're cutting out all the bad fuel, and you're allowing the right fuel to be put into place. You're just going to get more of the right fuel. And he's like, it's not about what you add. Everybody's trying to add on top of the shit they already have. It's like, it's what you remove.
The secondhand analogy like really hit home, because if you think about parents who use smoking, I don't feel it's like not cool anymore. But back in the 90s when we were growing up, everybody was fucking smoking.
Yeah.
But parents would realize I shouldn't smoke in front of my kids, or I shouldn't smoke in the car with my kids, because the secondhand effects of that is not healthy for my children.
Yeah.
So we from a smoking standpoint, we understand the analogy. But when you start to talk about TV shows and politics, I don't think we've ever made that connection of you're getting a secondhand trauma from all the negative shit that you're digesting, and that is going to have risks down the road, down the line, whatever the case may be. And so again, if someone is just, every time you talk to someone, they bitch about their spouse, how long is it going to take for you to start bitching about your spouse, right? You might be able to fight it for like a day or two. Like, hey, we hang out this Saturday, you're bitching about your spouse. Cool, we separate. We go back out next Saturday, you're bitching about your spouse again. Cool. I'm still like, no, my relationship's good, love my spouse, blah, blah. There's going to come a point in time where you said, oh shit, my spouse isn't doing that. Oh shit, my spouse fucking did that. Oh shit, my spouse fucking sucks. But it's only going to come a period of time where that second hand is going to affect everything you're doing down the road. And I think Steve Harvey said, I form a two-handed circle with my spouse. Our problems are our problems. Our problems are our problems. I don't talk to my parents about our problems. I don't talk to my friends about our problems, because the moment you start to feed that negative energy out to your circle, whoever's most, they're going to view your spouse in a negative light, and they're only going to have negativity to give back to you. I told you you should have broke up with her a long time ago. I told you she was a piece of shit. I told you blah, blah, blah. And like, no, like you don't need, if you want your relationship to be successful, like that's what you don't need. You don't need other people feeding into that negativity. And this could go with anything, right? This could go with any topic that you're emotional about. Stop talking about it with other people if you're not going to change it, which is what I told my step-grandma, or I don't know who she is. It's like, are you going to do anything about it?
Yeah.
Then stop talking about it. Like, why are we wasting so much energy? And I live on a 4 to 6, and I think because I live on a 4 to 6, or I think why I live on a 4 to 6 is because, one, I sucked in the military and I got in a lot of trouble. So I was like, I gotta take the emotions out of this. I'm always gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
And so I gotta take the emotions out of successes and failures because they're like daily. And if I was swinging daily, bro, I don't know what I would do. And then two, when I got out of the military and I became a personal trainer, I fortunately and unfortunately became really successful really fast. And so as a young kid making six figures, I put this chip on my shoulder where I was like, why would I care about what you're telling me if you don't make as much money as me?
Yeah.
And so that was a positive because now, again, like your victim mentality, what you're complaining about, your shitty fucking life, that has nothing to do with me. And it's not going to impact me. And then I really framed this mindset of like, does it impact my safety? Does it impact my income? And does it impact my loved ones? And if it doesn't, then I don't give a shit. And that's how I protect my peace. And so and protecting my peace is also having a downstream effect of I can now still go work out. I can now still eat healthy. I can now still do all of my healthy routines because I'm not fucking anxious and I'm not pissed and I'm not upset and I'm not emotional about all the so many people like watch the news and then have to go drink alcohol. And I'm like, well, then fucking stop watching the news or have a shitty fucking conversation with their spouse and play victim or whatever the case may be and then have to go binge eat because they're so emotional from the conversation. And I'm like, you have to learn to regulate your emotions. And it's not important. It's important in the moment, but that's not really where it's important. It's important downrange.
Yeah.
It's important what happens next after this thing. And so we do this thing in coaching called notice and name. So notice the trigger, notice the conversation, notice the topic, and give it a name. And so it could be like politics. Every time I talk about politics, I fucking have to drink alcohol. Every time I talk about wars in other countries, I have to go binge eat. Every time I talk to my fucking mother-in-law, I'm fucking strung out and life fucking sucks. And I just scroll on social media for hours because I want my brain to like decompress. Notice it, name it, and then correct it, fix it.
So there's a exact same method that I got from my neighbor because he's all about mindset too. And he's like, name it, tame it, change it.
Love it. Name it, tame it, change it.
Name it, tame it, change it. He's like, you have to create an awareness.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the thing that I do because of that. Oh, name it. All right, then you got to tame it. All right, get it under control, breath, breathe. Okay, and then what's your next best move, right? Change the direction of it, right? Change that behavior. But it all starts with the name it. You have to be able to recognize, and that takes actual effort. So it's like, okay, shit, I'm in argument. Whew, here we go. Insert practice mode. Like it has to be so intentional because you have to be subconscious about your thoughts. We go through things, we don't recognize what we're actually thinking. And so you have to go into a situation knowing, okay, today I'm going to practice what I'm thinking. I need to like really understand what I'm thinking in these moments. So you have to have an intention. And so whether you go into the day, you get into the argument, coach tells you something, okay, stop. What am I thinking? Oh, I just called him an asshole, right? So it's so weird because for the first time ever, you're pausing because your voice is always running in your mind.
Always.
Right? And so have you ever stopped to listen to it?
Yeah.
It's a practice.
Yeah.
And so that's how you start learning to become situationally aware. And that is a skill.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm in an argument. Okay, cool. Instead of just letting my mind run in the background and not paying attention to it, and you're just fucking, right? Yeah. Going right back at it. Wait, time, I've been here before. You know, it's like the Matrix. I've been here before. You know where the road leads if you continue down this direction. Is that where you want to go? No, I don't want to go there. Great, you named it. You know the direction it's going. Okay, what do you need to do to change it? Probably need to breathe.
Yeah.
I probably need to shut the fuck up.
And it's like, it's always a conversation about, and I was having a conversation with a coach the other day, and I was like, so many people are just dying to be right. Yeah. Dying to be right. And the cost of you being right in an argument is probably a really fucking shitty argument and stress down the road and terrible relationships. And so we read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence Enemies.
Yeah.
And
How to Win Friends
and Influence Enemies.
Enemies.
You read it?
How to Win Friends and Influence people?
No, it's enemies.
Enemies?
Yeah. How to Win Friends and Influence Enemies. I think. Pretty sure. I'll look it up real quick.
Look it up.
How to win.
Because then How to Win Friends and Influence People is one book I have in mind, but How to Win Friends and Influence Enemies.
Oh, people. Oh, you're right.
I was about to say, it was an interesting thing. I was like, okay, yeah, you would want to influence your enemies so that way you can have an upper hand. So I was already kind of like trying to see the strategy. Okay, cool.
My bad. I guess like him and what's Patrick
Bet-David's Know Your Enemy.
Know Your Enemies. So anyways, in that book, he talks about they were at a dinner, right? And whoever they were trying to get as like a client was talking about something he was fucking wrong. And his partner was like trying to correct him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Kicking him under the table. He's like, bro, fucking shut up. Just let him be wrong.
Yeah.
Because you trying to be right is not worth it.
Well, immediately they don't like you. Anytime you correct somebody, immediately you fucking lower your credit score with that person.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, like, what's the point of being right? If it doesn't impact, again, you, your finances, your safety, whatever, like, what are you really trying to accomplish?
Ego.
Being right? Ego,
100% is ego. Sure. It's like there's no point of it for that way other people can see like, oh, you're smarter than this person. Yeah, pure ego.
For sure. You know what's funny is my ego got a hit the other day, a positive hit, even though he was trying to be negative towards me. I was like, oh shit. I posted a reel about when you decrease calories, you're also probably going to decrease energy expenditure because you have less energy coming in. So you're going to be more tired.
Yeah.
Your workouts are going to suck. You're going to get less steps. You're going to want to take more naps, whatever the case may be.
Part of the sacrifice.
Part of the sacrifice. Well, this guy comes in my comments and he's like, this is not true. You can out-discipline this, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I was like, yeah, sure. Like we can set up step goals and so on and so forth. And I was like, but what you can't do is say, I used to work out at this intensity. I'm going to continue this intensity, even though I'm not feeling myself appropriately. So I was like, either way you look at it, your body's going to compensate for the less calories you're giving it. But my ego took it, like he was like trying to bash me.
Yeah.
But I got a positive hit. This motherfucker had 300,000 followers. I was like, bro, and you came to my page, right? To comment, like you're the only comment. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, but even in that analogy, I didn't say like you're wrong, I'm right. Yeah. I just kind of agreed with it. I was like, yeah, like that makes sense. And so I was like, cool, yeah, you can definitely willpower it, but again, 90% of the population can't.
I think that's where all the miscommunication gets to is because we're talking majority 9 times out of 10, and then you're gonna have the minority of like in your case, the shit that I speak about may not apply to you.
Right.
I'm always speaking about the majority because that's our clientele. Yeah. So we're gonna be helping them.
Look at those kiddos.
Yeah, we're gonna love this podcast. But
don't kick the thing.
I know.
Dad?
Yes. You don't even know. Give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We're going to address and we're going to go. Yes.
He'll be back in 5 minutes.
All right, we're at 52 minutes for the next one.
Where are you putting it?
2 minutes. In my notes. I can send them to you. Okay.
What were we talking about?
Talking about Homeboy, 300,000.
Oh, yeah.
And you got a positive boost that he stopped and commented on your shit. And then I went into, what did I go into?
I don't know.
See, his brain running in miles, 100 miles an hour.
That's okay.
All right.
We'll just pick it up. But yeah, so the power of, or the concept of I want to be right is not worth it. Like it's just not worth it. If it doesn't impact, if it's not like someone's getting hurt because of this. So in the health and fitness space, if whatever content you're consuming, if this person, this influencer, whatever, is saying something that's going to hurt someone, I got it. Like correct it, call it out, whatever the case may be. But like for 99% of the shit that we see online, like you're probably not going to hurt anybody. It might be stupid. Mm-hmm. There might be better ways to do it. And I think online, like in social media, again, that's what I was telling the coach. I was like, man, everyone's just trying to be right. And it's causing this division. Because again, instead of just being like, cool, like you're wrong, but like I don't really care because it doesn't affect me at all. The argument's not worth it. And some people just argue to argue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you trying to get out of this argument? Like, what are you trying to win? Because you're about to lose a friend.
Yeah.
So, like, take your pick, you know?
So I try to come from a standpoint, I don't know if you agree, but whenever somebody comments on my shit and disagrees, I don't comment back. Because 9 times out of 10, I don't go back to the post.
Yeah.
Like,
post is
so
out there.
So that's a way for me to protect my peace, because I don't need to get razzled. Like, whatever the fuck you have to say at the end of the day doesn't affect me. Right? I'm here to do what I'm trying to do. What you say is what you say. I'm not gonna change what the fuck I'm doing anyway, so I don't need to give effort. Once again, it's protecting my effort. Some people may have more energy to give to that. For me, it's better I just protect my peace. I post when I need to post, and I get out, bro. So whether you agree or disagree, like, that's on you. I'm gonna let you release some energy, and I'm just going to, not pay attention to it. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter what you say.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And so many people think it does, and it doesn't. And again, the arguments that you're having don't matter. The shit you're trying to support also doesn't matter. So many people want to support via social media. I'm like the war in Ukraine. You want to support Ukraine? Go fucking fight in their military.
Go donate money. Shut the fuck up.
Go donate money. Oh, no, I can't do that. Go give them thousands of dollars, because your $50 donation doesn't mean fucking shit. You can buy 3 bullets with $50 fucking dollars.
And your post really isn't doing anything. Because one, you're not consistent enough. You're not going to start a movement. You're not that guy.
You're not that guy.
Okay.
And so you have 2 options. Give them your fucking money and stop taking everyone's taxes who don't support it. And then 2, go fight in their war. They'll gladly take you. They're fucking taking people off the street.
Or go lead a movement.
Or create
If you're a high performer who's going to be able to really, if you really deeply care, go lead a movement and be consistent in your actions, and let that be a mission and your purpose. I'm all cool for that. But don't fucking seasonally get all agitated and then go ghost.
So fucking dumb.
Like you did nothing for like a quarter, and then like you're gone.
And all you did was stress your fucking self out. That's all you did. All you did was fucking be a negative influence for your fucking self.
Here's the thing. Here's how to solve all your problems. You need to develop the mindset is you need to be able to control what you can control. And what is that? That's you winning your fucking day. And that is having an intentional plan of intentional positive habits to get you moving forward in your life. If you can't focus on that, you're going to lose. Right? Every single day is a new day. It's a championship day. It's a day to me, get after it. That's what gives me so much energy every fucking morning is, man, today's a new day to go try to win my day. I lose some, I win some. It really doesn't fucking matter. What matters is, guess what? Tomorrow I get another chance. Life has, Kobe Bryant has an amazing frame that if you could just download it, life has this cyclical nature. It goes, you have a bad day Wednesday, you have a good day Thursday, you have a mediocre day Friday, you have a good day Saturday. He's like, yo, never fucking change. It's not going to be consistently high, consistently low, well, it can be consistently low if you let it. He's like, but if you fucking every single day go after and try to win the day, you're most likely going to progress sometime in your life over a long period of time. And that's the adventure of life. It's not the outcomes. It's not what coach tells you. It's not what your mama told you. It's not what your friend doesn't believe in you or does believe in you. It really fucking matters. The only thing that really truly matters is the actions that you take on the day-to-day basis. And guess what? You have full control over that.
100%. I love it. Let's put a bow in it. So 3 takeaways. Create a non-negotiable routine with your sleep. We started this conversation off talking about sleep, all right? When we did the sleep challenge for Unconquerable, Jonathan made up a great point and said, do you have a bedtime alarm? Not just a when you're gonna wake up alarm. Do you have a bedtime alarm? Super duper helpful. You feel like shit probably because you are sleeping like shit. And sleeping like shit is also, I got 4 hours one night, 8 hours the next night, 2 hours the next night, 10 hours the next night. There's lack of consistency in your sleep. So if you wanna get 6 hours, cool, get 6 hours every single day and you will feel better.
Consistency feels much better.
Consistency wins. The next thing we talked about was eating like you give a damn. You can't be mad about feeling like shit if you're feeding yourself shit, right? If you are having 600, 700, 800 calorie coffees, eating out at fast food for lunch more often than not, piecing together a shitty dinner, your protein is shit, your fiber is shit, your micronutrients are like shit, guess what? You are also going to feel like shit. You are going to be tired. You are going to be exhausted. Okay. And then killing this weak mindset that we have of playing victim and fucking just attaching yourself to these things that don't matter, these things that don't affect you, trying to be right all the time. Again, supporting these political things that, again, you have no control over. And so, again, you can put yourself in the situation to fix whatever you're super mad about. You can throw money at it, or you can create the movement. But if you're not going to do any one of those three things, just shut up, protect your peace, and don't come onto social media like once in a blue moon and create your own anxiety. You're not giving anyone else anxiety. You're giving your fucking self anxiety. So when you make these posts, when you make these comments, you didn't get anyone else worked up but yourself. And then here you are mad because you feel drained and you feel tired and exhausted, but you've put all of your energy, the shitty energy you did have because you're still sleeping like shit, you're still eating like shit. So whatever little energy, shitty energy you did have, you just put it into an even shittier topic, a shittier political post, a shitty fucking whatever. And again, you wonder why you have no energy. So build your energy by building discipline and having some self-fucking respect.
See, don't work to keep up, work to separate.